And then, yeah, I'll just kick off by giving a flavour of my own personal experience of doing the Bioleadership Fellowship. So it's a 9-month programme. And so far, there's been 2 cohorts. So Vero, I feel like I know you, even though we've never been in the same air. But Vero was in the first cohort, and I've been in the most recent one this year that finished in November. And so, yeah, I'll just give you a little whistle-stop tour of my experience of the programme using 4 slides. So I'll try and keep it brief. But yeah, I guess where was I when I started to get involved with the Bioleadership Fellowship? I was in the midst of a really busy working period, probably one of the busiest in my professional life. I work freelance at the moment. I am usually involved in 6 to 8 projects at any one time. I'd had a real whirlwind, an excellent sort of roller coaster of a 2021. And I remember finding myself about this time of year thinking, this can't really go on much longer. I've been working many, many hours of every week. Don't think I've got much energy left. And something was calling me to, you've got to do something intentional to do 2022 differently and to start thinking about the next chunk of time in your working life. I guess I was also aware of a kind of potential shift. So I was in a lucky position of having lots of opportunities come to me, but I was really thinking about how do I focus my energy? How do I do the work that's most meaningful, that's most high impact? And how do I do that in a way that's sustainable for me? I work in the climate change space. I work typically with large business networks. I work in a lot of corporate environments. I work in a lot of fast-paced cultures, and that can be quite a lot for bandwidth. I'm also someone who is aware of the urgency of a lot of the issues at hand, and I'm really sort of constantly aware of this tension between wanting to do lots and speed up and be busy, and knowing that also I need to listen in order to do my best work. So that's where I was this time last year, and I was thinking, can't keep up this pace, and really don't want to get to a point where I end up falling over because I'm just exhausting myself or doing too much or not working sustainably. And then I found myself on a sofa in my flat thinking, maybe if I've just got half an hour, I could fill in that application form and just see if that program's the thing I'm supposed to be doing next year. So I vividly remember writing my little application to the Bioleadership program on a wintry afternoon at the end of a very busy day, thinking, can I squeeze in one more task? That's where I was when I found the program. On the next slide, I guess for me, my experience was that I was entering into this program. I was entering into the unknown. I was signed up for 9 months. I sponsored my own placement on the program. So I worked for myself, and I thought I'd better have an L&D budget. I used to run L&D for a large organization, managed the learning and development of 1,200 people on 92 sites. Come on, Charlotte, you've got to walk your talk and actually invest in your own development. So this was a really nice opportunity for me to do that and to try and sort of balance that busy desk that you're seeing on the left-hand side. I'm afraid that's an accurate picture of my desk sometimes. Very busy, lots going on, with this need for space and breath. So what was my experience of doing the program? Well, it was also a bit of a mixture of these 2 images. So I had the experience of joining this program in spring of this year. I was very busy. I ran a lot of events online. I spent a lot of time on my laptop. And, I was joining a program that was global. And so a lot of my way of accessing it was through my laptop. What that mainly looked like was me finding a chunk of hours to sit on a sofa with a cup of tea and put my feet up and enjoy being a participant. That's the main feeling I remember. I remember finding windows of peace. I also remember finding myself on grids of amazing smiling faces and warm people like Vero, like Javi, like Ella, who kind of brought a gentleness and a warmth into what were quite scattergun days. But the main thing I remember is that in doing the program, partly because it was sort of the homework of the course, and partly because it was the whole spirit of the way people in the course seemed to show up, I was finding more and more ways to find pockets of daylight, pockets of fresh air, and encouraging myself to get out in the outdoors in the middle of a working day, to have mini moments to go on a walk. So this is a photo of a little patch of trees that runs down the back of my flat in the city where I live. and a place that I've come to spend much more time in since doing the course, because it's kind of forced me to remember that that's right there and I need to get out in it. And then I'll just describe on the next slide a little bit of the other stuff that the Bioleadership program has brought me. So you see a couple of pictures here. The bottom left is just a sample of one of the many juicy frameworks I got exposed to in a 9-month whirlwind of big ideas, brainy people, and amazing speakers. I'm a facilitator myself. I run L&D, so I've been on amazing workshops, but I have had some of the best training ever on the Bioleadership program. I've heard from people in places and spaces I'd never got windows into. That's definitely something I'm taking away. Juicy frameworks and models, brilliant stories. I remember shutting my laptop and running into the kitchen and saying to my partner, oh my goodness, I've just had the best storyteller ever. I've had the best workshop and it was all online. You know, some real moments of just little snapshots into brilliant people. What you also see is a photo of me on my laptop, which is outside my flat on the kind of staircase, trying to do outdoor meditation exercises called Qigong with a friend who I met on the Bioleadership program. And now we meet every Tuesday morning for 20 minutes and just take a moment to breathe together. So that's something that's brought me a little connection, a little intention, someone to do that with. Below that photo, you can see people gathered in a circle. This is me in the woods a few hours from London, spending some time in person, people from Bioleadership, which is wicked. On the top left, you see a group of people in very North Scotland, featuring Ella on the right-hand side. And through the Bioleadership Network, I was lucky enough to go on a 6-day retreat in Scotland in September, which was probably the best retreat I've ever been on. That was with the Bioleadership Project. Another photo there of a tent. That gives you a flavour of the sort of nice time out you get in those retreats. The intention to spend time alone as a leader is a big part of the Bioleadership program, and spending time in nature as a leader, creating moments to reflect. That is the biggest lesson the Bioleadership program has given me and the best gift. And also on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see some delicious food. This is food from a gathering that I went to with some of the Bioleadership people, and I have it there because what I've mainly got from the Bioleadership Fellowship experience was a shed load of nourishment, like literally yummy food in metaphorical and accurate descriptions. Really, really good nourishment at times when I needed it, when my resources were running low. So yeah, that's a little kind of snapshot into my experience. If you're joining late, picture of some frameworks, some big ideas, faces of people I learned from around the world, exercise, time out, a buddyship, people to meet online to make me reflect, to top up my thinking, to stretch my ideas, and then some real moments out of the working day and the week, and really an invitation to block out time in my diary to spend alone, to unplug and to be in nature more. So that's my little snapshot. If you were going to sum up my 9-month course in a few photos, they would be some of the photos that might help you tell the story. And just to summarize on the final slide, I guess I told you where I was when I started the course. So coming out of a busy year, about to grow my business, on the edge of making some really big decisions about where to spend my time. I'm feeling nervous about getting burnt out. Where am I now? Well, you know, for me, the program, it doesn't really feel like it's finished. We kind of wrapped it up in November, but it still feels very alive in me. And the relationships that I've nurtured, the people that I'm now in contact with, the people who I test ideas with, very much alive and still running. So it's hard to look back because the program literally feels like it was right here. But if I were to look back across the year, I guess it's given me, it's encouraged me to spend more time outdoors, which, surprise, surprise, has left me feeling a bit more grounded. It has given me a bundle of new thinking, ideas, frameworks, mainly perspectives. I think I thought, oh, I'm part of quite a lot of communities, or I've got quite a lot of international friends. But whoa, the Bioleadership community like dazzled me with the range of perspectives I had previously been unaware of. So that's the real gift to me. And then it's given me some brand new friends and critical friends and people to test ideas with and to rest with and to kind of experiment and play with, but also to really challenge me, like really flipping hold me to account or ask me big questions or make me think in whole new ways that I'd never thought in before. Definitely given me new collaborators. I'm literally right now in the house of somebody I met through the Bioleadership program who I'm working on a big professional project with. And it's just given me new tactics for for how to kind of recharge in my day-to-day life. That's me.